Hello, this is Pikulski with my KNR 242 philosophy statement. Let's jump right into it. So first aspect we're looking at is beliefs. Something I believe is super important about physical education is that it's the one class of the day where students are not stuck glued to a desk. This is super important, especially with the secondary level, because nowadays they're spending so much time on technology such as their phone, laptops, and it's going to be the one class of the day where they could finally just relax, move their bodies, and not spend so much time actively on technology and glued to sitting there like that. So another thing I believe is super important about physical education is it allows students to find things that interest them, such as sports and activities, which is also very important at the middle school and high school level, because more sport opportunities and teams are going to be opening up outside of school. So time spent in class, they're going to be able to find out the sports that they're good at and the sports that interest them and things that motivate them. So this hits on that aspect of lifelong learning. Are they coming to class and figuring out things that interest them and getting active outside of the classroom? Third belief is I believe physical education is super important in the social aspect as well, because students are going to be working in partnerships a lot. They're going to be working in teams a lot, so they're going to be able to come to class, socialize, and build those communication skills with other students, help make new friends, and just build relationships with classmates to expand on social aspects, which I believe is super important. Now jumping into knowledge types, I believe content knowledge is the most important, because in my eyes, I need to know what I'm talking about. If I'm teaching it to hundreds of students a day, I need to be super knowledgeable in my content area so that I can make the lessons as interesting and challenging as possible. So I need to help continue to build these students' skills and develop them further, which is super important. Jumping into second knowledge type, we're looking at pedagogical content knowledge. This is super important because I need to have a better understanding of who my students are as people to help build those stronger relationships with them, and ultimately help them be the best in class as best as possible. So I need to figure out what motivates them, who they are as an individual, their community they're from, and all those aspects that allow me to get a better understanding of what I need to do myself to help adapt and make the class run smoothly and as best for them as possible. And then finally, looking at pedagogical knowledge, this is super important because I need to be able to manage the behaviors of my students to allow for things to run smoothly and to get students that high active learning time, which ultimately is one of the most important aspects of PE, is getting high active learning time. So getting them as much time as possible with the activities and content. Thirdly, we're going to be looking at values. So some things I value as a physical educator is, first off, preparedness. It's not really asking for much at the secondary level, because I expect students to be coming to class with their gym shoes, their uniform, and being ready to learn. So it's not going to be graded. Some teachers now grade just on those aspects, but it's just going to be something that I expect. I don't want to have to grade on whether you got your uniform or not. You better just come to class prepared, ready to go. Second, I value honesty. Are my students being honest with me? It's a two-way street, so I provide honesty to them as long as it's transparent back to me. So to help further build that trust in each other, and that relationship is just something that's going to be expected of them. And thirdly, I value students working hard. So are they coming to class being engaged with the lesson? Even if it's something that doesn't really interest them, I still expect them to be engaging in the lesson at all times. Fourthly, we're going to be looking at attitudes. So 3 things that I'm going to need to possess as a physical educator is going to be having creativity, patience, and respect. Being creative is going to be super important because with limited equipment or whatever I have, we got to be thinking outside the box to make lessons intriguing to students, to get them motivated to actually participate. I'm also going to need to have patience and respect, because with students, they're going to be developing at different times. Some are going to be more skilled than others, and I'm just going to need to overall have patience and respect for where they're at individually, and show them that I'm still here to work with them regardless of their talents. And that's going to do it.